Well, hello, everybody.
Yeah, welcome back. The introduction for this week's podcast we're excited to tell you about.
So we talk about my dad getting beat up on his birthday.
Yeah, a long time ago. Talked about another old school story about being positive and having positive thoughts. That's the hot take. I just blew it. Great.
Yeah, completely spoiled. Cut.
What else we talked about? We talked about three interesting people we saw walking the streets of Las Vegas tonight.
And we also talk about 3 interesting people we saw walking in the streets of Las Vegas.
And then there was an opportunity lost. I mean, sometimes Johnny captures the moment, and today, the moment slipped through his fingers.
Yep.
But you know what? We're not going to let that stop Brandon from hitting it.
Woohoo!
Brandon.
Hit it.
Oh, yeah! Cats in the cradle and the silver spoon. Little boy blue and the man on the moon.
Welcome!
Hey-o.
Yeah.
Hey, so you were just telling me a cool story. Let's hear it again.
I'm actually having deja vu right now.
Are you?
I am.
I had a deja vu the other day, and I can't remember what it was. So apparently it happened to me twice, and it wasn't that significant to make me remember it now.
Yeah, I remember having deja vu of me trying to stop my deja vu or, like, change it. Because I was like...
I know what's going to happen next. It's terrible.
No. I was like, I don't know what's going to happen next. And so I was, like, just moving my head around, like, trying to, like, change it. But it turns out my deja vu was me moving my head around. So, but basically, last night, I'm going to sleep, okay? I wake up. I didn't even know. So I have an alarm clock. Newly alarm clock. It's pretty good. So I'm asleep. An alarm goes off. Okay, I wake up. I'm like, whoa. Oh, it's just David's alarm. Okay. It turns off. I'm like, okay, good. I fall back asleep. 5 minutes later, boom, alarm clock goes off again. I'm like, whoa.
Was it yours or was it David's?
David's.
Okay.
David's goes off again, or it turns off again. I'm like, okay, go back to sleep. Goes off again.
Dude, at some point, just get up, man. Stop snoozing your life away.
Me?
Well, no, David.
Yeah, and this happens about, 5 times. It's just not, it's like I wake up and go back to sleep 5 times. And it was, oh, my gosh.
So have I ever told you about my theory about snooze buttons?
They're useless?
No, they're not. People use them, so there's obviously a use for it.
Yeah, but they shouldn't be
In my mind, it's a sign of mental weakness, right? So here's what you do. You go into bed at night. Yeah. Make the decision right then, what time am I going to wake up?
Yep.
And so if you're like, hey, I'm going to wake up at 6:30, then set your alarm for 6:30. And then when that goes off, get up and take on life.
So
Jim Gaffigan does a little bit about this. Like, my first decision of the day is to procrastinate. It's like,
yeah.
And that's kind of funny, but it's like, just get up, sleep. The snooze sleep is worthless sleep. Like, you might think like, oh, I feel so much better after, but it's not, because you're losing your deep sleep, and so you're not getting your REM, you're not getting the good sleep, and so sleep till when you want to get up, and then get up and go.
So here's what I do. When my alarm goes off, I wake up, hit the snooze button, turn it around, and then turn off my alarm. So then, because when it's ringing, it's going to be annoying, it's just, alarm clocks are annoying. That's what they're meant to be.
No, they're meant to wake you up.
They're meant to be annoying. Okay, imagine you come home, and there's just an alarm clock going off, okay? Imagine... Then it's it's not stopping, okay? It sounds like a nightmare to you, right? Right?
I mean, no, it sounds like it's time to get up and get going with life.
Well, you're trying to go to sleep, okay? You wake.
Well, I'm not trying anymore. Now I'm trying to wake up because that's my alarm clock.
Well, okay. I also had this dream. I had 2 dreams, but I'll tell you one of them because the other one's not important. But so I had a dream that it was pouring outside, and me and you were in the living room. And I'm just standing up. I don't even know what I was doing, but I was just walking around, and I hear one of our windows up, the living room, and then there's the big window, and then the window where all the birds usually hit.
Yeah.
So there's a window below that to the right, and it was rattling a lot, and it was pouring, and so I'm like, oh, what's that all about? And then boom, it cracks, it opens up, the window flies off, shatters on the floor, and water just it's not oh, look, a little bit of raindrops are coming in. It's a very fluent stream of water is not like a waterfall, but like
It's like a good little river coming in there.
yeah, like
Did you have to go pee?
no.
Did your brother pee on you?
No. So basically, I was like, "Oh snap!" And then we had like 3 speakers on the floor, so I had to pick those up, and then I went into the music room, and for some reason, like, I was like, okay, I have to save one thing, and I went in and I saved Addie's music book with all the songs for some
I
reason.
bet she's appreciating that.
Yeah, but I was like, wait, why am I saving this?
It's a lot of work she put into that. I mean, you can't lift up the piano.
What? No, but like, she put in the work. If I'm saving one thing for myself.
Well, don't be selfish. You're not
Okay,
selfish.
what are you saving?
I'm saving the same thing.
Addie's music?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're like...
It's downstairs. What else? What do we have that's of value downstairs?
I don't know.
The squatty potty?
You called me on that one.
It's plastic. It's gonna be okay. Don't worry, I got it, everyone.
No worries.
We can poop in peace.
I will save the squatty potty.
We're not sponsored by Squatty Potty, but if you don't have
We
one,
might as well.
if you don't have one, you should invest in one. It's a game changer.
And you should also search up on YouTube the ad for Squatty Potty.
Squatty Potty's a funny ad. Yeah, unicorn poop and stuff. It's
Yeah.
pretty funny. All right, we were just driving home from the store. We were turning left, so we're at a stoplight, and we're going to turn left.
And in the distance.
In a matter of a quarter of a mile, maybe even a tenth of a mile, we saw 3 interesting things that took place in pretty rapid succession. So I'll talk. The first one, we see this kid leaving the parking lot. So there's like a McDonald's nearby. He's leaving that parking lot, and then he just starts like running across the street. And it's not like, oh, there's no cars coming. It's like, no, there's cars coming, like right now, right at you.
Yeah, he's like literally like dodging cars.
And like it was like Frogger, like the game Frogger. And what's crazy is there's literally a crosswalk 50 feet away. Now, look, I get it. If you go to the crosswalk, then you have to wait for the guy to give you the white hand walk sign or the whatever. And that can you don't want to wait. But like to me, to just start going across the street when cars are literally coming at you right at that moment, that's a little wonky.
Yeah. So like, okay, that's weird. We turn, and you're like, what is that guy doing? Stir! This random Mr. Miyagi-looking guy, okay? He's walking across the street right in front of us.
And look, I don't know. I mean, he was pushing a cart of some sort. You said he looked like he might have been a permanent camper.
Yeah.
I didn't get that take from it, but I also didn't look at it because I was looking at the other guy across the street at first. But so this guy is very slowly walking across
While
the street.
looking at us, too. He's
Looking at us like, bro, focus on the task at hand. Like, we got a green right here.
Yeah, and then, so I was like, Dad, start tooting your horn. And you're like, you didn't do that, but...
No, you don't want to toot the horn at Mr. Miyagi. I saw what he could do.
Yeah,
so.
he broke this guy's face.
So it was just weird. Like, he was walking very slowly, but to me, it felt like he could walk faster than when he was walking.
Yeah.
I mean, he had like a whole minute to cross the street, and it's only like 4, maybe 5 lanes of traffic that he's crossing, like total.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It was weird. All right, so then we're continuing down the road, and we see this guy jogging. Now, this is an older guy. Like,
no, we don't know that yet.
Well, I'm just saying, I'm going to say because when we drove past him, he was clearly older. Like, I'm saying older, like maybe 60s or something like that. He had silver hair. Well, and your comment about him was...
So, from the distance, it kind of looked like he had blonde hair, and I was like, it looks like one of David's friends.
So this he's on a jog. He's wearing a T-shirt and some green jogger pants. But what was funny is this guy was literally jogging with one arm and the other hand...
was holding up his pants.
Now, look, here's what I'm going to guess what happened. So he has joggers. Maybe he didn't have the elastic thing to like tie his pants a little bit tighter.
Yeah.
And he had his cell phone in his pocket. And so when he was jogging, the pants started sagging a little bit much. And he wasn't into the sagging look because he's older and he looks like he could be David's friend.
Yeah.
With the blonde hair, even though he was gray hair. That's my guess as to what happened. What is your thought?
Now, my take is he had just gotten back from war, okay? And he's like, still gotta stay in shape. And so he's like, he puts on these pants, and turns out these pants were from pre-war when he was very larger than the average bear, so they're not proper fit. So he's like running, and then his pants are falling down. He's like, oh no, gotta hold on to these things. He's like, yeah.
The bottom line is we're never going to know why he was holding them like that. Maybe he had a gun. He could have been running with a gun.
To shoot up McDonald's.
No, he's not going to shoot, just as a personal protection device, just in case. You never know.
Or to go into Lee's Liquor and like, give me all your liquor.
All right. So I went to lunch with a buddy of mine this past week. Shout out to Kevin.
Oh.
And
Kevin?
Yeah, Kevin. And somehow we got talking about lotteries. Like we weren't even talking about our last podcast when the question was, what would you do if you won the lottery?
Yeah.
But there's somebody that he knows that won the lottery, won like $1 million.
Oh, only $1 million?
Yeah, that was a smaller win. But if like, I'll take it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so this person had a house. I think they paid for the house cash, but their whole life is in disrepair. And it was interesting because we were talking about like, why is that?
Wait,
and
his whole life is in what?
Disrepair, like it's just chaotic. Like they have this house that's paid for, but it's not been taken care of. It needs a lot of repairs and loving care, like paint and probably holes in the walls and who knows what else.
Yeah.
But we were talking about like, how is that? Like here you got this financial windfall and how that should help you and give you a step up. And the conclusion we came to is that there is a principle called work. And you got to work for things in life. And if you don't work for things in life, then it's just not going to work out for you.
Because, like, once they got the money, they're like, oh, no need for work anymore.
Yeah, we can just be lazy and do whatever we want. But then the money runs out, and you're like, oh, well, who's going to pay for this now?
Yeah. Nobody knows, yos.
Nobody knows, yos. All right, you had a shout-out you wanted to do.
Yep. Shout out to Chad. He's been spreading the podcast.
Chad, the friend from CAD.
Yep, Chad.
From CAD. So shout-out. Hey, Chad, I don't know you. I may not like you. You may not like me. You might just like Johnny. But you know what I do like? I like that you're listening to our podcast and spreading the podcast gospel. So thank you, Chad.
Yep.
School started, man. How you doing with that?
Oh, okay. School is there's a couple good things to school. So I have band. That's a decently fun class. And then I have orchestra. That's an okay class. And then my math teacher is an okay math teacher.
What if your math teacher is listening to this podcast and they're like, I'm just okay?
Well, I don't know. I mean, would you rather me be saying, like, you're terrible, this is the worst teacher in the world?
So I think in teenage talk, being okay is like, that's probably pretty good.
Yeah, it's okay.
She's fine. She's a fine math teacher.
Yeah.
How you feeling about being back in school?
I mean, so I'm not like afraid or anything because I'm like, wow, yeah, but I'm like kind of just, I'm just don't want to wake up early.
Would you rather drop out of school and just get a full-time job or keep going to school?
What's my full-time job?
Well, whatever you can do with a 7th grade education.
I can drive. I can race.
No, you can't, dude. You're not even 16, and no, you can't.
Well, I have a little bit of an 8th grade education, too.
Okay, well,
4 days of an 8th grade education.
Let's just pretend you got, all right, whatever job that is. So, I don't know.
McDonald's.
Yeah.
Maybe not even that.
Maybe actually probably not even that, not at your age. Newspaper delivery boy. Probably not even that anymore.
Those people have to wake up early, too.
Yeah.
Amazon delivery driver on a bike. Uber bike with
you could be the Domino's pizza guy that rides the e-bike with the
Yeah.
mask on and when it's 110 outside.
Yeah, or I could be an Uber but with a bike and just get one of those red wagons and attach it to the back. Like, how many people you got? It's like 2. Oh, I can only take one at a time.
Did you ever see Ralph at school?
No.
No shout outs to Ralph when you're at school?
No.
If you saw Ralph walking down the hallways, what would you do?
Push him over. No, I'm joking. I'd probably just say, hey, Ralph.
So me and my brother Nate, when we were in high school, we would see each other in the halls every now and then. Like there's one class that we would, not every day, but most days of the week, we would probably see each other.
Yeah.
And we'd almost always big high five. Other days, one of us would clap. And we'd do the stars at night are big and bright. Deep in the heart of Texas. And so we would, like, one of us would shout the stars at night, and then the other would finish it.
Yeah, right.
And it was just kind of
I have
random.
no idea who's doing this, but I'm doing it too.
And so, yeah, it was pretty, just. So I'll tell you a funny story. So, I'm in weight training, and so I'm a sophomore, and there's a bunch of juniors.
You're a sophomore in weight training?
At the time in high school, I was a sophomore. So
you're married?
I'm in 10th grade.
To a 40-year-old woman?
Listen, buddy.
Who looks like a 30-year-old.
I'm going to punch you right in the face. All right, so I'm a sophomore in high school. I'm telling a story from the past.
Oh, okay. You can't lead with, I'm a sophomore in high school.
Did you eat paint chips as a child?
How do you know what that is?
But if they were those round paint-looking things, I sure did.
I always got a little hungry for a snack when I was a kid.
All right, so I'm a sophomore in high school back in the day, back in 1990, whatever. And so I'm weight training with these juniors and seniors.
What do you mean? It's not in 1990.
Be quiet, dude. Do you want to tell the story?
No.
Can I continue?
Yeah.
And okay,
so I'm training with these juniors.
And so somehow they find out it is my birthday, which is not a good thing. And so I'm doing bench press, and I have on what's heavyweight for me. No idea how much it was. Yeah. And so it's down at my chest, and all of a sudden 2 guys come, and they hold down on each side of the barbell.
Oh.
And then another guy comes and starts just punching me in the gut and in the ribs and the arms.
That sounds like such a fun birthday.
I know, yeah. You're like, I heard your birthday band.
Can't breathe.
And so they're giving it to me. So my brother's a senior now. He is not in this class with me, but he has a friend that is in this class, and he knows that I'm Nate's younger brother.
Yeah.
And so he comes over and he pushes these dudes and punches one of them.
Yeah.
And he goes, "That's Nate's younger brother. Only he could beat him up." And so at that moment, I was like, it's true. Like, Nate's the one who can beat me up, and I appreciate the backup from
Did you
Nate's
fight
friend.
him?
No, because there was like 4 of them and me.
Well,
and like they weren't
from your story. There's 3.
I don't know how many there were. Whatever there was, they were punching me, and it's like they were, they're older than me, bigger, stronger. Like,
but I thought you said that they were juniors.
I was a sophomore. I was younger than them.
No, sophomore starts with.
It goes freshman, sophomore, junior, senior.
No, Dad. It goes freshman, junior, sophomore, senior.
I'm not even going to argue with you because it's not worth it.
Because the S is at the top.
Oh my gosh! I'm just going to pretend that Brandon edited that portion out.
Okay, cut.
So anyway, that's a story from my past.
A story from my past is when I was a kid, I ate paint chips.
Speaking of dreams, so I got this random text this morning from Grandma Joyce.
Yeah.
And so this morning, this text comes in from Grandma Joyce. No explanation or anything attached to it. Just a random text, which, I appreciate the old random text in the morning. and it said, this is what it said. Well, where'd it go? Not that text. I'm trying to find it.
Yeah. It's so funny because you're like, Grandma sent me a random text in the morning. And I always appreciate a random text, but it was kind of just like a random text. And I always appreciate a random text.
So here's your 6:01 a.m. random text from Grandma. I'm just going to say that if you... I'm sorry, I can't read right now. Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
All right, then she really said, "I'm just going to say that if that bag of expensive purses you bought in Israel was so important to you, you never should have asked me to carry them. Did you not expect an old lady to sit down and rest for a minute on her long walk back to the bus?" And then she says, "Yes, weird dream last night." To which I replied, "That wasn't a dream, and I'm really upset about it still."
Always a joy to have funny responses to texts. I was sitting down, and it was after school, and my phone's buzzing, and I'm like, oh. And then I look at it, and it says scam likely on it. And I was like, ooh, might as well pick this one up. But then I stopped myself because then Grandma was there. And Grandma was like, "Who's that, Jonathan? Who are you talking to?" I'm like, "Now they know my name, Grandma." But It's okay. I didn't pick it up.
So kind of opportunity lost there, but we had another opportunity that was 100% lost tonight.
That we will not be talking
That
about.
we are 100% going to talk about right now.
So, basically, I dared Dad to...
No. Don't try to pawn this on me. So, you have an Xbox, and the power cord, whatever, it broke. It exploded.
Fire, house burned down.
All right, smoke. No, none of the latter, but this is smoked up, popped, your thing popped. So now you cannot turn on your Xbox. And so you said, hey, Dad, can we go to GameStop? Sure, I got to take Ralph to basketball. We got to pick up this girl, Stacia, who's also on the team.
Yeah.
So let's go. And so I said to you as you were driving over, I said, I will give you $20 towards the purchase of that item if, when we pick up Stacia, you come out holding her hand.
Yeah.
How did that go?
I didn't do it.
How are you feeling about that? Now we're post experience. How are you feeling about this?
I mean, fine. I mean, I could have used that $20, but I don't know. Opportunity lost.
I mean, when I gave you the challenge, you said $20 is $20.
Yeah, as a joke.
And I was like, oh, this is gonna be funny, you know?
Yeah. Because everybody, like, you could ask most people at my school, and they'd probably do a lot of things for $20.
Yeah, and so this is a friend of yours. She's a cute girl, and to me, it's like, what do you got to lose? Nothing. What do you got to gain? $20. It's going to take 10 seconds for you to earn this $20.
What do I have to lose? My dignity.
Dude, you threw that out the window a long time ago.
My dignity?
Dude, you kissed a girl. I mean,
a college girl.
How is this different?
I actually don't know what dignity is, so I was kind of just like, yeah. He's like, what do you have to lose? And you're like, my dignity. Like that, you just hear that in movies or something.
Yeah, there's a song where this lady says, "They can't take away my dignity."
You already just lost it.
I'll put a clip of that on the old gram.
Yeah, but we need a definition time. Dignity.
I'm not gonna look it up, but dignity is basically like your self-worth.
Oh, well, I'll never lose that then.
By holding the girl's hand.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sell out.
Yeah.
And so what's funny, so then she's in the car and we're driving. I said, hey, if I give you $20, will you hold Jonathan's hand as you walk into basketball practice? She's like, no. I said, how about $1 million? She said, no. She wouldn't even do it for $1 million.
I would do almost anything for $1 million.
And so then I said, well, let's try on some karaoke. And she wasn't singing it. We did some T-Swift, which...
You're like, oh, yeah, I'll give you $5 to sing. And she's like, nope, $10. Nope, $20. I was like, I'll do it for $20.
But you didn't even sing. Then you didn't even sing.
Yeah, but you didn't...
Ralph at least sung a little bit.
Yeah, but you said you didn't give me any money. You said you weren't going to give me money.
You should have sung your heart out, man, and earned that money.
Yeah.
You're like, man, Johnny really loves his T-Swift. And there goes your dignity. We're back to square one.
Oh, man. I have to buy it.
Dignity for sale.
Yeah. That reminds me of, like, the episode of The Simpsons where Bart sells his soul.
That's right. He wanted that sucker back, too, man. He couldn't get it.
Yeah, and then he's like... He goes up to, like, the doors that open, like, sideways, and it doesn't even recognize him.
So who ended up having it? Was it the video, not the comic book guy? Did he end up having it that Lisa had to buy it from him?
So, no, so basically, Bart sold it to Milhouse, and Milhouse was playing with it in, like, the mud or something. He was like, I really need this. And then I think somehow the comic, like... It blew over the wall, and the comic book guy got it. And then at the end, Bart's like, Lisa, please, I need your help. I'm gonna die or whatever. And then Lisa's like, now. And then at the end, it was like, okay, I'll buy it. How much? And he's like, $50.
So she bought it. All right, so this is a podcast that does not review movies.
But we have a movie to review.
Yes, we do. Let's go ahead and talk about the movie we saw last Friday when we went to a Cinemark theater. Using my Cinemark movie pass. Didn't have to pay online fees or anything like that.
But we did not buy food there.
No, Mom bought a bunch of popcorn and she took advantage of the 20% off concessions.
Yeah, but still concessions are very expensive.
Well, we're going to promote the product that's sponsoring us. Allegedly.
They are not expensive at all. Go check out the prices.
Potentially sponsoring us. We're ready, man. Like, we are driving. The reason the movie theaters are so popular right now is because we're pushing Cinemark.
Yeah, so we went to see Twisters in 4D. And we did not, so the 4D is usually, like, your chair shakes, your chair shakes a lot.
It's like you got speakers that are, like, closer to you as well. Like they're part of the chair.
And then usually you'll get sprayed by water, but this time we didn't get sprayed by water.
And from talking to a friend of mine that did go to one where he got sprayed by water, I'm thankful we didn't. He said it happened so much that his popcorn was getting soggy.
Yeah, didn't he say it was like since the whole entire movie's like all about tornadoes, like the whole entire half the movie's tornadoes. Yeah. So you half the movie you're just like trying to watch the movie, but your water's getting in your eyes or something. Did they give you like a poncho?
No poncho.
Because I think they should give you like a poncho. You can put your popcorn. Put your popcorn underneath it or something.
So how would you rank this movie?
I'd probably give it.
So rank the movie and then rank the experience with the $40 because I had never done that before.
I'd probably give it a B, not a B.5, just a B, a regular old B. And with the 4D experience, I mean, there's some parts where I was like kind of like, whoa, but like I kind of enjoyed it. But most of the time, it wasn't the best. So
I'll take this. The movie to me was average at best. Like the movie, I'd give it a C to a C+.
Yeah.
And the movie was fine. Like if you go in there thinking, oh my gosh, this is gonna be the best movie ever, it is not. There's a lot of parts to it that are really kind of dumb to me. And
yeah, how did they? Okay.
Like I don't think tornadoes are like sucking people up into the windstorm like it's showing them in the theater there. Maybe it happens. I don't know. I've never been in a tornado. It's a fear of mine. Like I'm afraid of tornadoes. Like that'd be scary for me to live in the Midwest because of that.
We do live in the Midwest.
No, we live in the West. We do not live in the Midwest. Huh?
I've seen many tornadoes. Those little
those
devils.
are dust devils. They're very different. But anyway, so it's like there's parts of it you're just like, all right, whatever. But it was basically it's no guile, like there's not a political angle to it, so it's entertaining that side. But for me, the 4D box seat thing made it significantly more entertaining. So like they're going through these tornado alley areas and your seat is shaking, and that to me made it more fun.
I think there's a part where their truck tipped.
Yeah.
I think the chair should have just tipped with it.
So so my cousin Lincoln, no shout out there because he doesn't listen to this thing.
Boo.
So he went and watched it, and he said the theater he went to. So one, he got shot with the water, and two, he said that the shaking was so violent that he almost fell out of his chair a couple of times.
It's like I think I was saying like, yeah, you need a seatbelt for that.
Yeah,
it's like,
like a roller coaster almost.
Help me! Like throwing you around.
So yeah, old man moment. I don't think Old Spice old man moment is going to happen for me tonight because I don't have any old man. Oh,
You're tired.
Yeah, I'm trying. I tweaked my neck, but I talked about that last time. But Renee healed it. Might as well talk about Doc R. Haldeman.
LLC.
Hold on, I got the number memorized. 702-258-7860. That's how you can get in touch with her.
And just to 100%, we are not looking at the number at all. I know that sounds suspicious.
Especially now that you're laughing.
Yeah, no. We're on the podcast notes.
So anyway, go see Doc R. Haldeman. We love her, not only because she's my wife and his mom, but because she's going about healing people. So she's actually been really slammed lately, having a lot of new patients.
Yeah.
And treating lots of different things, just lots of areas of health. Women's health is probably what she loves the most, but you get headaches a lot, go see her. You have issues sleeping, go see her. There's lots of stuff that she can help you out with.
Well, I'd like to give a shout out to Mom / Dr. Haldeman because she is in Utah. And with that shout out, baby Eliza.
Oh, I love that baby Eliza. She's so cute.
And no, not baby.
And baby Brandon.
No, Brandon's not a baby. What are you talking about, Dad?
Honestly, Brandon's an awesome dad is what he is. Like, you see him, it's so cool. Here's this, he's a 21-year-old kid, right? And
Tall enough to be a basketball pro star.
And he's a tough dude, but you see him with baby Eliza, and man, he just melts.
Well,
so he loves that girl.
it's like, you know those, I don't even know what type of movie, but I remember somebody was talking about, like, those movies where there's, like, that big, strong, tough guy, and then somehow there's, like, a kid, and then they have to change or whatever. You know? I don't even remember, but...
I have no idea what you're talking about, but
yeah,
I love it.
Me neither.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome. You keep going. Tell
That's
me more.
like Brandon.
Yeah.
He's like this, you know, like this big, tough guy, you know? And he's not like one of those, like, the big, strong guy, but no, like, all brawn, no brain. He's like all brawn and all brain, you know?
He's brawny brain.
Yeah, brawn man brain.
So you got any hot takes?
Nope.
All right, I got a hot take. My hot take is the power of positive thought should not be understated. Should not be underestimated, but rather should be overutilized. The power of positive thought should not be underestimated, but rather should be overutilized.
You definitely use Chat GPT for that.
No, man, that's a real thought. That's a real... I've been having some deep thoughts at work lately.
Sure.
I get philosophical every now and then.
You're like, what if we used a can for it instead?
What if we sat on the toilet instead of standing over it?
Yeah, that's kind of hard when you're going number 2.
But no, positive thought. I'll tell you what. If you can think it and believe it, it'll happen.
Nope.
No.
Okay, Dad.
And there you go. And that's why.
Okay, no, Dad.
Your negativity's cramming my.
I think I can fly. I believe I can fly.
Hold on. When's the last time you really believed you could fly?
When I was having a lucid dream and I jumped off the.
And how did it go? Did you fly?
I did.
Okay, that point in case, bam, I proved it.
But I also, in my other lucid dream, I was like, okay, I can fly. I know how to do this. I kind of know how to control my dreams. And I jumped up a little bit, and I couldn't fly. I did jump pretty high, though.
Okay, so sometimes you have to get out of fantasy land. You have to get into the real world. But I'm just saying, like, what people's attitudes determine their destiny. If you think everything, oh, this is going to be terrible, it is. And if you think, oh, this is going to... So let me just tell you a story. So a long time ago, we're taking a group of young men and to go river rafting. And we're looking at the weather forecast leading up to it because there's a lot of factors at play. There's the river flow because you don't want it to be too high because it can be dangerous. Yeah. And then we're looking at the forecast and we're like, oh my gosh, there's a lot of rain planned for when we're supposed to go. Yeah. And as we're driving to Moab, which is where we're rafting out of.
Mother of all burritos.
Yeah, there is a mother of all burritos in Moab. And so we're driving there, we're looking at the weather and it's like, oh my gosh, these clouds are dumping. And so one guy is just like, this is not going to be good. And I kept saying, it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. And I swear, I mean, not that I can control the weather, but maybe I can.
Yeah.
So by the time we showed up, the weather had passed. It was the largest single day rainfall they had had in that point in Moab ever. But we missed it all. It was fine. And then the river flow, it increased a little bit, but it made the trip that much more exciting. Everybody was safe. Nobody died.
Yeah.
Except for that one kid who died, but we forgot about him anyway. No, yeah, nobody died.
When we fell off that waterfall because the river was going too fast, the kid may have fallen off too.
But anyway, so when you are approaching anything in life, if you can have a positive attitude, it's going to open up more doors. If you think, oh, I'm going to bomb this interview, you are. If you think, I'm going to crush this interview, you are. And so just go in and have a positive attitude. And so what that does is it brings more optimism in your life. And then as you're studying, it'll help you receive the thoughts that you got and have them stick. Be positive, man.
Hallelujah.
All right. A yawning hallelujah. And the fact that you're yawning and I'm not tells me it's time for us to go.
Good night.
Thanks for listening.
Bye.